Hello and good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I hope you are doing well today. Welcome to another episode of Flashback Friday, where I take a palette that has been in my collection for whatever amount of time or has been released for a while at the very least, and give it a try to see if it holds up to what I remember, or in some cases, try it for the first time because sometimes I'm a little slack at getting to things. So I'm going to prep my eyes with my white eye base by P.Louise, and this week we are going to use the Nightshade palette by Gourmande Girls and Doodles by the Bunny. I am so excited. I have used this before and I love it. I'm going to start with the shade Woody, which is the deepest purple in the palette. It is so pretty. And I am going to start by taking that on a shader brush and getting that in the shape I want and packing it on and giving it a little bit of a blend as I go.
I've got sunshine, I've got you now. My body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. I know love now, and you're stuck in my mind.
Next, dipping into the shade Nightshade, and I'm going to use that to blend out the shade Woody.
Don't like that I'm somebody, oh no, oh no. I just want to stay in this melody, oh, oh. Small town, big crowd, and there you were in front of me. Small talk, big thoughts, all we wanted was to escape. This sounds too small for dreams like this. Don't wanna settle down, don't wanna miss out on adventures, things we haven't seen.
Next, going into the shade Belladonna. This shade is so beautiful, and I am going to put that in the innermost part of my crease and blend it slightly with Nightshade. And I am also going to put it along my lower lash line in the innermost part, just a little bit, not a lot, because I do want to put a shimmer there.
Hands up, side.
I'm prepping my eyes for shimmers. I'm going in with my NYX glitter primer. I start by putting that on with a brush and then tapping it out with my finger so it will be as crease free as possible, so my shimmers stand a really good shot at lasting me throughout the day. I am going to start with the shade Night Fury. It wasn't in my initial plan to use that, but when I looked at it again, it was just screaming at me. So I am going to put that in the very outermost part of my lid. Next, I'm going into the shade Flowering for the inner part of my lid. This shade I had never swatched. I hadn't used it previously, and it is so special. I don't think I can describe how beautiful it is. It's such a beautiful yellow in the pan, but then you get this beautiful green shift, and you can also see some purple shimmer in it in certain lights. I'm doing a terrible job at describing it, but it is so special, and I just can't stop looking at it. Now that I've used it, I can see some of the shifts in the pan, and it is just so stunning.
She didn't even see me gaze yesterday. 'Cause I know I am nobody to you. And it feels just like you want me to go now. But I hope you slow it down. Hope you slow it down. 'Cause what I really need is your time. So will you like me like that?
And taking some more of Flowering, I'm going to give that a spray with some setting spray and put that along my lower lashes on the innermost part where I had put a little bit of the shade Belladonna. And going into the shade Enchanter, I am going to put that in my inner corner. And this is, I think it's just a duochrome. I think it only has 2 shifts. It is white that has like a purple iridescent. It's quite lovely. And going back into the shade Woody, I am going to re-intensify my outer corner and anywhere I may have lost some intensity that I was looking to keep.
Seeking your attention, but still instead. 'Cause I hope you look my way, but no, you didn't even see me gaze yesterday. Feeling every day like I'm going insane. 'Cause you and I are something I wish for every day.
And for blush, I will be going into the Spring Magic blush palette by Unearthly Cosmetics. Again, such a shocker. And I will be using the shade Crystal, which is like this purpley pink shade. It's quite lovely. And I've been dipping into it quite a lot recently, I find.
Down, 'cause what I really need is your time. So will you like me like that? Just like that. Like me like that. Just like that. Like me like that. Oh, really like that. Just like that.
And for highlighter today, I am going in with my Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Enlighten. And once that's on, I will clean off my brush a little bit and blend it out just so the lines aren't quite as harsh. And this is the only highlighter I'm going to use today. I'm not going to layer any because I think it's that Flowering shade I want to be the star of the whole show. So that's what I'm going for. And this is the finished look. I absolutely love how it turned out. I only had to tap the shimmers out once throughout the day, and it lasted quite well, as after work I went out for dinner with my mom and my sister, and I think it still looked fantastic. So this palette is definitely exceeding my expectations of what I remember, and I definitely need to play with it more often because Gourmande Girls just, their formula is fantastic. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.